What's up, everybody? Hold on just a second. I'm trying to get something together. It doesn't seem to be working.
Oh, yeah. It's Globetrotter.
Skip ads. All right, let's see. What's going on with my Wi-Fi tonight? I see a bunch of people on here. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing today? I don't know what's going on. Hopefully it's still going. Can you guys still see me? Because my laptop's not working, just spinning over and over again. If you guys can see me, give me a thumbs up, please. Okay. What's in them bags? I'm not going to share what's in those bags. I'm just really out in the garage, just messing around. I figured I'd set the camera up while I'm out here messing with this Harley, and maybe get a little conversation started. Nothing really going on tonight. What is wrong with my guys? We're having technical problems. 1 second. Let me get this laptop going on. Restart this thing or something. Just spinning. Oh, there I am. Okay, cool. All right. So, yeah, just out in the garage tonight, messing with this old Harley right here. Yeah, hopefully everybody's doing good. I see a few people on here riding and wrenching. Ed Hernandez, Leonard Sullivan, Richard Walker. I can't see that far away. Let's see. All right. Vincent Wilson, James Sanders, M109 Boss. Yeah. Big Rev 16, Maurice Gardner, Boxstang, riding and wrenching again, Jack Black, Dwight, Kelly B. Glyden, G. Honoree 05. I think I said that right. Brian S. Clifford Perino, Marathon Refrigeration, Bob Meslin, and Just Gliding. So, yeah, it doesn't even tell me how many people's watching, but it's all good. So I'm just out in the garage. Might not be a great video today. I'm just out in the garage messing around with this bike. I figured why not just have you guys on here while I'm out messing with this motorcycle. And then maybe I can talk and answer some questions while you're Papa D Rides. What's going on, man? While I'm out here fooling with this bike. All right. So there is something that I did want to do. So let me do that right now while I'm talking to you guys. I'll get back with you. First of all, let's get this seat off of here. I'm sure this is chopping my head off. Oh, no. What is that? That is my controller. Put that back down. Move this to the side over here. Let's see what else we got here. Why did it come up like that? I had all this stuff under here the way that I wanted it. Man. So, guys, if you watched the video last night, we were talking about going down to Daytona. Hopefully, a lot of you guys are going to be coming to Daytona down there for the bike show, and hopefully, a lot of you will be coming to Run to the Hills 3. I talked to some people earlier today about Run to the Hills 3, and I'm trying to find a track venue. So, if anybody's interested in that, that seat has been rubbing the back of my fender. Where the seat stop is, it got some, have to get that off. But hopefully we can make that happen where where we go to the track and run the bikes. Oh man, I forgot about this. That is I might use that. That is the thing that I have planned to get the motorcycles out. If you have a bike that is a riding bike, what I mean by that, takes regular gas and that you could run it on the street and at least run 100 miles, then we'll go to the track and have a good time. There's no professional race bikes here. It's just great time out there, hanging out there with those baggers. So I talked to somebody about that today, and I'm still trying to find a venue. We have a good track here close to Maynardville, which is very close to Knoxville, but I haven't been able to reach that manager of the track. So I might have to actually have the venue down in Chattanooga, which is not that far away. But just want to let you guys know that, see if you guys have any interest in that. Again, it won't be professional bikes. It's just going to be your everyday riding bikes. You know, everyday riding bikes with some performance work done to it, you know. So you don't even have to have performance work done to it. Somebody asked what's in my bags. Harley-Davidson hat. What's in here? An empty bottle of Redline Complete Fuel System. And what's this? And something that I got from my friend about a month ago that I forgot to take out, a trickle charger for the Kawasaki over there. So that's what's in this bag. Not really. Well, what is this? Some stickers that I had. And an old bottle of water that has something on it. That's pretty disgusting. Let me set that out right here. So let's get this saddlebag off here. I'm going to check what I'm going to check. But again, guys, nothing much really going on tonight. So I'm just hanging out in the garage. After I get the saddlebag off, I'll get to some questions. If anybody have any questions. It's just like that. Okay. Now I got to unplug my lights. Speakers unplugged. Latch light unplugged. And the back light is unplugged. I think it's unplugged. Wait a minute. There we go. Okay. All right, let's set this over here. All right, let's get to some questions. See what's going on tonight. So, L. Johnson, what's going on? Jack Black, how you doing? Hey, Tall, where can I get an extended seat? I'm 6'5" and I need to sit back as much as possible. The seat that I just took off is a LePera Daddy Long Legs kickflip seat from LePera. Excellent seat, awesome company, made in California, so made in the U.S. Great company, and Christine LePera is a good person, so you should definitely check out LePera seats. They make fantastic seats. Buck Brown says, I'm taking a road trip in the morning to Central Florida, and I was through Knoxville last Friday. Okay. Hey, make sure you stop at Bootlegger Harley-Davidson, Buck. So you probably passed right by Bootlegger. I mean, literally, it's right off the interstate. All right. What's going on, Freddie Chico? Leonard Sullivan says Saddleman seat. I've heard great things about Saddleman seats. I may run a Saddleman seat on my other bike, but I've had good stuff from LePera, so I'm not really looking to change. But I know a lot of people, like my friend Tez, he has a Saddleman seat on his bike, and he loves it. What's up, Joe Go Motorcycle Adventures? How you doing? How you doing, Dwayne? Riding Fish is in the house. When is Run to the Hills? Riding Fish, Run to the Hills is June the 3rd. No, June the 3rd. My goodness. June the 10th, 11th, and 12th. So make sure that you're there, Riding Fish. You are invited. That'll be really fun. Randall Blankenship, good evening. How you doing? Marathon Refrigerator, High Tall. I have an Iron 1200. Have you ever ridden one? Thoughts? No, I haven't. I haven't. C1 says, "Hey, old friends." It does seem like it's always like the same people on here, and that's cool because people talk to each other on here, and that's just awesome. They're not always talking to me or worried about what I'm doing. They're sitting there talking to each other, and that's pretty cool. And if you haven't checked out Riding Fish's YouTube channel, he does have a YouTube channel. So yeah. And what's going on, Ed? Again, Road Glider, Tall, what's up? A lot of people ride with Saddlemen. Let's just ask that. Let's just what is the track in Chattanooga? He caught my attention. It's a track in Chattanooga that somebody's telling me about, but there's another track in Crossville too that I would love to do that. It looks like a really nice track. But the one in Knoxville would be the best one to go to. I was going to ask a question while I'm doing this. I'm about to check something real fast. If you guys would put in the comments below, someone just asked what the best seat is for a tall rider. Put in comments below if you are, I guess, a tall rider. Make sure that you comment and help the commenter out that asked the question. Marathon Refrigerator, I appreciate it, man. Marathon Refrigeration, I appreciate that. Thank you for the support. Thank you for that. All right, let me see what's going on here. Let me get this. You know what? I got this. Shout out to my good friend Tez. This was a Christmas present that he gave to me, and I really appreciate that. It's supposed to be an air pump. Well, not supposed to be. It's an air pump. I'm gonna open it up. I'll open it up. I'll let you guys see what's inside. I'm curious. I haven't seen what's inside either. I don't know if it's one. You know, I got one of those air pumps that you plug into the thing there and it works, but this one looks like it might be battery power. So I'm gonna check this out in just a second. All right. So, guys, I don't want to block everything here when I'm looking at. I'm actually looking at my sprocket and stuff here. My bike in gear. Yeah, it's in gear. Guys, what do you think about this? I'm gonna ask you a question. What do you think about? I got these shocks. I got the Olin shocks on the back. What do you think about the Olin shocks with the piggyback reservoir? Do you like those? And if you do like those, instead of having them hanging off back here, I'm thinking about getting the ones that are in front of the saddlebag. Or do you just or you don't really care for the piggybacks, the remote reservoir shocks? What do you have there? Yes, no. Where is my stuff? I'm running over stuff. I need to plug the bike up. I don't really use trickle charges. Okay. Oh, Just Gliding says they don't look very good. He doesn't like them. Okay. It does kind of break up, undermount them. Love the Olins with piggyback. Ed says no. That's my thing. They're cool. They're definitely cool because they're Olins, but these shocks are fantastic. And I don't want to break up the flow of the bike, and to have this rounded fender and then put those piggybacks on it might break up the flow. That's why I thought about putting them up here under, kind of like on the front of the saddlebag, so you can't see them that much. Okay, Larry says he don't like them on touring bikes. All right. I'm gonna go get my knife and I'm gonna open it. I'll be right back, guys. Just a second. Be right back. All right, I'm back. So let's see what we have here. Don't care for the reservoirs. The door needs oil. I got my microphone on. I just realized that as I ran through the house. Reservoirs are overkill in most circumstances. Don't care for the reservoirs. Get what you can afford. What's so good about piggybacks? Sounds like a tree. No, like the flow of your bike, super clean. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to do or whatever. What's going on with my knife? There we go. But I thought that it would be pretty cool to have them, especially now that Screaming Eagle and Oleans has them together. So, and if it's Screaming Eagle Oleans, you can get the remote reservoirs and they'll be in black and white, which is really cool. They're black with Screaming Eagle on it. I'm trying not to cut myself with this knife here. Well, let's see what we got in this box. LEXIN Smart Pump number 5. It's not very big. I don't know what you could, let's see. I guess you can see about size, not very big. Let's open it up, see what's in here. Okay, how to use. I think I can figure that one out. And then it even has this sticker, LEXIN. Do you guys carry pump with you? A tire pump, an air pump with you? Because I've never heard of this before. And when I was out the other day at the racetrack with my friends, I had my air pump, but it was huge. So this is battery powered. That's good. So we look like we have a little, oh, that's cool. So there's a needle for like a football. And then there's this little adapter here for like my mountain bike over there with a smaller valve stem. And this is this little thing right here. So that works out good. All right. So let's see what it actually looks like on the inside. Okay. Oh, that's neat. Huh. All right. Let's see here. Put this in here. All right. So let me look at this while I'm looking at it. What's up, Q? We have a tire plug kit with pump that we got off Amazon, and the pump also charges your phone. This one charges my phone? Where? Who said that? Oh, it does charge my phone, don't it? It has a USB port and a USB Type-C port. Well, that's cool. Plus and minus. And plus and minus, I don't know what those other things are. Let's see. I wonder if they shipped it with some power. The hose is pretty small, but the good thing about it is so small that you can probably get it where it needs to go. Let me see this right here. Look at that. It has a digital screen on it too. Turn this on. Wait a minute. It didn't power up. Okay, so it's on. 38. It says 38. I don't know if that's 38%, 38, whatever. That's pretty cool. 38. So what do you? Okay, so it's like my big one. Let me show you my big one over there. Hate to keep getting out of frame of the camera, but let me show you this one over here. This one right here is my Ryobi battery powered pump. So all I do, I turn this on right here. And then like if I wanted to set it for 40 PSI, I'll set it for 40 PSI and it shuts off at 40 PSI. So this is really good. I love this little thing. It will air up my my tires, some 35 off-road tires. It'll air those up. It'll definitely air up the motorcycle, and it's small enough to go in a saddlebag. I mean, you wouldn't want to travel with this, but the other, well, anyway, I thought I was letting some air out of my tire and going to add some tire air later. So I had this with me and I didn't actually need it. So, but that would be good. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. So this right here, it looks like it comes with a full charge. Let's see if we can, where's the valve stem? That's the valve stem. Let's see. Oh, don't know. I'm sure this is going to be one boring video. I'm just going live, guys. It's just to get out in the garage and mess around with this bike. Okay. Yeah, let's see here. Well, that's not okay. Let's do this. Put it in neutral. Spin it around. Hey, does anybody know what the PSI on an 18-inch rear tire for a Harley-Davidson? Because if you're relying on my eyes to see this, I can't see that writing on the side of the wall of the tire. So do me a favor and check it out. Put that, Google it if you need to, and put that in the comment section so I can check it real fast. It says I only have 32, 40, 36. No, I got an 18. It's an 18 in the back. 40. Everybody saying 40. Thank you. Okay. All right. So guys, you can't see it, but it says that I have 32 in it now. So I'm not trying to block everything. I'm all over this floor, but it's all good. So it says I have 32. And what do I do? Just hit the start button or something? Power button? Well, okay, so it says I have 32. Okay, so I'm gonna put 40 and there's a button. That didn't work. Okay, where's the button that you started with? That's not it. Man, I'm gonna have to read these instructions. I do not know what I'm doing. Oh, there we go. Well, it doesn't need 95 pounds. For some reason, it jumped up. Let me go back down. I'm gonna put 40 in it. Like you guys said, I'm trusting you guys. And I can't even see the comments, but I know somebody's gonna say he needs a lift. And I'm looking for one. I'm looking for a motorcycle lift. Probably go to Harbor Freight and get one. So that's the plan. Because you can't keep working off concrete, this cold concrete. That's no good. All right, so let's hit 40. 33. 34. 'Wait a minute. Who's over here talking trash? Somebody said, Larry Mobley, he needs your help. All right. Let's see. That should be enough by now. Now it's just now on 36 and a half. That's pretty stout, though. Seriously. I mean, compared to this Ryobi, carrying this around in the saddlebag, or the other one that works off of that gets hot and half the time doesn't work. 39. Okay, it says 40, but it didn't stop. What's up with that? Oh, it did. Okay, stop. Okay, cool. That'll work. Man, that'll work. All right. So yeah, that's good. That's good. This is definitely going in the saddlebag. It's good to have. I won't have to have. Oh, let me get up now. Ooh. Oh my gosh, getting old. So This right here compared to this is a huge difference. So I will carry this in the saddle bag. And like somebody pointed out, they said that it has USB charger and the USB Type C, and it looks like it has a light. Does it have a light? Is that a light? Guys, live videos. I know I embarrass myself all the time with this, but it's okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. It does have a light. Turn that off. All right. Let me get to some of your questions. If anybody's still hanging out with us, we're just hanging out in the garage. Oh, I can't believe that many people's watching. I just looked. I thought there might be 10, 15 people on here. We're out in the garage and I have no agenda tonight. Nothing to talk about. I just figured I'd get out in the garage and mess around with the bike because it's somewhat of a warm night, especially for January. Let me get some questions in. So, what name is it again? Oh, of this thing here? LEXIN. LEXIN. And it seems like, I mean, I would definitely recommend this. Like I said, that was pretty awesome that he gave this to me for a Christmas gift. And he's a good friend. I appreciate that because this thing is cool. This is definitely going with me on my cross-country trip. I'm taking this with me when I go. Yeah. Oh, so heavyweight must have one. He said, yes, it has a light. Yeah, that's cool. What kind of rims on your bike? RC components. Let me get out of the way so you can see the back. Well, you can't really see the back. RC components, Ruckus. I got a 21 in the front and an 18 in the rear. And it basically, when I got the bike, it was 19 in the front and which I'm looking at the wheel right over there behind you, but the 19 in the front and 19 in the front and 16 in the rear. It lifted the bike up a lot. It made the extra weight of a 21 made the front end a little bit more heavier as far as the actual turning of the motorcycle. But I like the way it looks. It's a good look. It's definitely rideable. I've ridden all over the country with this 21 and 18 setup. And I would recommend if you were going to change the wheels on your bike, if you'd like a nice fuller wheel in the front, go with a 21, but don't just go with the 21. Get the matching wheel and go to 21 and 18. Yeah. All right. So what do we have here? Are you going to HG 120th anniversary? Hopefully. How's your nephew coming along with his motorcycle lessons? Haven't had another one since in a while. We're going to have to get out there again. About to go cold for a few days here in Northeast Alabama. Ready for spring. I'm ready for spring too. I use a small compressor with a tank and a chuck with a digital pressure gauge. Much easier. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty good though. I really like this. You know, there's something I haven't bought off Amazon. I got one for the truck, but I need one for just the motorcycle. A battery pack where if you have a dead battery that you can boost your bike off. Hey, thank you, Box Stang. When I was down in Panama City, my bike did it again, left the motorcycle in the camper when I was going down the road, and the what do you call it? The security system kept going off and it drained the battery when I got there. And so I had to borrow. Luckily, I had a neighbor that was right behind me who had a jump box. And that's why I said I need one for the motorcycle, just for those times that I do stupid stuff like that. Anyway, so Box Thing says, what's the benefit of the reservoir shocks? Box Thing, if I gave you an answer to that, I'd just be making some stuff up. I'm not going to lie to you. There's more, from what I understand, there's more, I don't know, more movement for the, yeah, I'm not even going to try to attempt that. I just know that when people have performance stuff like even off-road buggies or four-wheelers or whatever else, they like remote reservoir shocks. I don't know. I just know that it looks cool, and that's probably not a good reason to do that. But I've seen a lot of baggers having that on there now. But hopefully in a little bit, I'll be going to visit my guys again at Olin's just to make another video and talk to them. They may be able to tell us the advantages of a remote reservoir shock versus one that's not remote reservoir. I do know this, which I'm looking for it and I don't see it. I do know that these shocks, when I put these shocks on, well, when I took the Harley shocks off, one shock of the Harley was, I don't want to say was a dummy shock, but it wasn't, they wasn't made the same. One shock had the adjustment on it, and both of the shocks was not made the same way. So some people would call that a dummy shock, but I'm sure it did something. When you change these O-Lings on, put these O-Lings on there, it just changed the whole way this bike rode. And then later on, I went back a couple. That was in the height of the pandemic, by the way, when I put the O-Ling shocks on. So if you see that video, and we have those, we don't want to talk about this, all that stuff on my channel, seriously. But if we had the mask on our face because we were in the height of the pandemic, and that is the only way that we could film the video. So you do what you got to do to film the video, right? But people that watch that video, even to this day in 2023, will always comment about that, and it drives me crazy. If they would just think about it a little bit, like, okay, it must have been a reason why he had to have that on, you know. But anyway, I went back to Olin's and got, oh, I don't want to break this thing. I just got it. I went back to Olin's and I got the front cartridges. I think they're Nix 52 cartridges in the front. And yes, they make a big difference. Now, my bike, I wish I had the adapter kit to show you how this works. My bike right here, I asked the guy from Olin's to set my bike up for more performance. It wasn't for a nice, plush, comfy Cadillac-like ride. It's for handling and performance how I have my bike set up. But you can set the O-Lings up for that nice, cushy, soft Cadillac ride. But this is set up more for performance. You ever been pushing a Harley hard in a corner, you feel that wobble. And this took a lot of that wobble out. Now, if I'm going real fast to a turn, I still get that wobble. And someone had told me that there is actually a brace that goes back here somewhere on the frame, and it makes it where it stiffens up the frame and prevents it from wobbling so much when you're going around a corner real fast. So that might be something that I try. And also, guys, I haven't made this video in a while, a full walk around. I don't know if you can see this right here, but my Trask transmission cover, it has a vent in it. So we did that on the last build, and it was, you know, so far so good. It does what it's supposed to do. So that is, I used to have another thing, and it didn't work as well as this Trask vented transmission cover. That works out really good. All right, so let's see what we got here. Who we got on here now? As I'm knocking parts, what did I see? I need to put all this stuff back in the bag. Oh, it has a bag too. I'll put that in the bag while I answer some of your questions. Okay. So somebody just, Andre Veen said it keeps the oil and pressurized gas separate. Okay, thank you. Riding and Wrenching says that he knows that street glides are superior to his one-trick pony road glide. That's what Riding and Wrenching said. I'm not gonna read what you said, man. I'm not fooling with you today. I ain't fooling with you today. All right, I have a set of RWDRS shock remote reservoir, but it's hidden behind the bag. Super comfortable rider with impressive rebound. So you can hide it behind the bag. That's, yeah, I think that's the best way. You know what I mean? I like to hide them behind the bag as well too, because having them up there like that, it looks kind of cool. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. If you got O-Lings, it's cool that you have O-Lings. So I'm not ashamed to say that I have O-Lings. It actually makes the bike look pretty cool to have a big old O-Lings logo reservoir right there. But it does break up the flow, and putting them behind the bags probably would be the best place for it. All right. So Fred Butler says, go on and ask about exhaust next and see what you get started. Any idea what might be the best monoshock for a soft tail? I don't know. So why do you have the ride Run to the Hills always in June? I live in Myrtle and would like to attend, but it's the same week of Laconia, and this year is the 100th anniversary. Well, this year is Run to the Hills' 3rd anniversary. Come on down. We're going to have a good time, Russell. Now, I understand, man, but to be honest with you, most people in my neck of the woods don't go to Laconia. And last year, I thought, well, it will suffer because some of the people came from all the way to Detroit and everywhere up north, New York, New Jersey, and everything else. And they still came down. So a lot of people like Run to the Hills. It's, I guess, why people like Run to the Hills is because it is a riding event. We ride. When you're here, you can ride with me. We can ride and see everything. But then we leave from here. I mean, when it's over with, people go on separate rides and do all kinds of stuff and make friends. And it's just a good time. All right, man, I'm sorry I'm not getting everything. Let's see. Okay, code SGS. Every time I get the Harley wobble, I have been able to minimize it with tire pressure. Okay, well, you mean tire pressure in the front or in the back? We like because you're they're tall. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Even if the stock seat fit me well, is an aftermarket seat still worth it for comfort? Okay, so my thing is the aftermarket seat. The reason why I got it, obviously, because I'm tall and I was cramped up on the seat, but I rode a stock Harley-Davidson, basically stock Harley-Davidson with the stock seat all the way out to California. And it had me sitting up on the tank. But again, I'm tall, you know what I'm saying? It had me up here on the tank, knees way up here, you know what I mean? So that seat allowed me, well, let me just get it. I just took it off. This seat allows me to sit back 2 more inches and it lifts me up 2 more inches. So it's 2 more inches taller, giving me more leg room from the floorboards and sits me back 2 more inches, making it more comfortable. Now, something I didn't tell you in the video when I reviewed this seat. Let me tell you this. Sitting back 2 more inches made it feel weird when I was riding through the twisties hard, because think about this. I had shifted, the weight was used to be right here, and I'm shifting the weight back here. And when you shift the weight back there, going into a curve, riding aggressive, everything feels different. So even when I'm riding aggressive, I'm not back here. I scoot up and I'm closer to the tank. So that's just something to note. But as far as long distance on the road, I'm kicked back. This doesn't offer a huge amount of back support. I know a lot of people might think that. I thought that when I first got it, I said, oh, that probably is pretty good for your back. It offers a little bit of back support. And you can see that I don't have a place for backrest, rider's backrest support, which it would probably look weird on a kickflip anyway. But if you ever rode a bike long distance, having a bike with a backrest for the rider is a game changer. I know it doesn't make sense, but it feels good. I know it's only on your back, but it feels good on your shoulders. Your arms are less tired. You're more upright, and it's just more restful. It is. So I say I've ridden cross country with this several times, but if you, man, I don't know. I would probably tell you, I mean, I don't know. If you was touring, I don't know. I'd probably tell you to try something else. Because when I tour, I have my roll bag on the back. So that's how I get away with that. So the roll bag's on the back and I'm leaning the back against it. And then, I mean, I'm just as comfortable can be. But sometimes I'm not touring and I'm just out with my friends and we shoot down to Atlanta or we shoot over to Virginia or somewhere in 200 miles one way. By the time I get home, I can really feel it because that back support that I'm used to, with the roll bag, I'm not having a roll bag on it because I'm just going down there and back. It makes a huge difference. So having a seat with a rider backrest makes a huge difference. And I'd say, I keep pointing over here because the computer's over here. I'd say everybody would possibly agree with that. What do you guys think? You agree with that? Backrest a game changer? You comment, let them know. Okay, never mind. Anyway, backrest and highway pegs are a must. Yeah, highway pegs. You got to have highway pegs. You have to have highway pegs. So yeah, highway pegs is a must. All right. Okay. So as soon as the weather warms up, I'm going to get this bike, get it cleaned up while I have it on this stand. Can roll it around. I'm going to get it cleaned up and get it, all these little things, these little cracks or whatever that need to be cleaned out. I'm going to really pay attention to detail and get this taken care of. And it definitely needs a wax job. I can see that. Or, you know, good floorboards. What are we talking about over here now? Y'all are having a conversation y'all own. Let's see what's going on. Randall Blankenship says, run to the hills, the best thing done in Knoxville since they stopped doing the Honda Hoot, my personal opinion. Hey, I appreciate that, Randall. That means a lot. Thank you. Too short for highway pegs, Alan says. Yes, you are so right. Good floorboards isolate the engine vibration, riding and wrenching. Now, see, that's good advice right there. Where did you get your 21-inch from? RC Components. You can see the video where I went to the factory. Actually, these were installed at the factory at RC Components. That is an awesome video, by the way, guys. It doesn't get a lot of play. You need to check that out. I ride into the factory at RC Components right here, made in America. Went there. They show how the wheels are made. And then at the end, they put the wheels on the bike and I ride off. And that is that's an awesome video. So I got a few videos like that. I need to highlight that some kind of way. But the RC Components, you can see how the wheels were made. You can see how they were dipped into the chrome vat and all that stuff. And it was a good video because I like videos showing you how the products that we use day to day are made. So I visited that factory. I visited the Chromeworks factory, rode all the way out to Nebraska. Me and Leonard went to Nebraska. And after we got out there, we went to Chromeworks and they showed how the Chromeworks exhausts are made. And they showed how they were heat treated and dipped in chrome and all that stuff. So that video is on here too. That's an excellent video. And then we talked about Ohlins. I went to the Ohlins factory. Well, it's I guess sort of a factory. I went to the Ohlins over here, and Ohlins is, I think, a Swedish company, but they have Ohlins USA, which is in North Carolina. And we went over there and they showed us how they assemble these together. He talked about everything. And they installed the rears on one video and they installed the fronts on another video, which was a really cool video to watch. So guys, you check out some of those videos there. What do I have here? So my stool's too low. All right. Okay, so what we have? Some questions. 173 people on here watching this stream about nothing. Well, people used to watch Seinfeld. You remember Seinfeld? They said it's a show about nothing. I guess people will watch the stream about nothing because I have no topic at all to talk about. But I really like talking to you guys, to be honest with you. How many miles on your bike now? Not enough. Where's my key? Key's in the house. So, I can hit this trigger. 38. So, yeah, not enough. You would think there'd be more on there. But I think it said 38. So use hog spit for your engine. Wait a minute. Hold on just a second. Pig spit. This stuff right here, what you just said is the truth. This seems like an infomercial, but listen, you put this stuff on this black. You know how when your bike gets old and the black starts turning gray right here and right there? Wash your motorcycle, put this pig spit on there. I think they make hog spit, pig spit, and somebody else makes something else called a different name. But I think I got this from Cycle Gear. Think so. This stuff will bring that black. It'll make your bike look brand new. You don't know how bad it looks until after you wash it and put this stuff on there. It'll look like your bike just rolled off the showroom floor. Really good stuff. So yeah, pig spit. Someone just said hog spit, and I think they do make a hog spit too, but they're the same thing. Good stuff. All right. So, okay. What's the best lighting for Sportster? Custom Dynamics, of course. Custom Dynamics. You're going to be at Daytona this year. I can't believe you. I'm having the Harley-Davidson. I'm doing the putting on a custom bagger show with Harley-Davidson this year. It's going to be an awesome time too. So yes, I'm going to be at Daytona March the 10th, and you are invited. Please come down. Does it clean the engine or just brighten it? Just brightens it. It takes just black and makes it shiny. It doesn't really do much with the chrome. You wouldn't want to put it on the chrome. Like, see your fins right here and see your primary down here. Put that on there, man. I'm telling you, it makes your bike look new. I'm serious. Try it. You won't believe it. What's your thoughts on the new bike for 23? What's my thought on the new bike you mean like the one that I'm thinking about buying, or like the new bikes that came out? If you're talking about the new bikes that came out, yesterday I actually was at Bootlegger Harley-Davidson, and I filmed a video out in the parking lot showing all these motorcycles. Got home and the audio was absolutely horrible. The wind was blowing and it was just horrible. So, and I've done it before. It's not a big deal. I'm going to have to go back down to Bootlegger Harley-Davidson and do the same video with a proper microphone. So the new colors, I'll give you a sneak peek of what I was going to say. That yellow that I thought was absolutely hideous on the website, when I saw it, I liked it a lot. It was the yellow on the Pan America. I was like, oh man, that's ugly. I don't like that. When I saw it on the Pan America, it's like, that looks good. That was a good looking color. It really was. So, all right. Will you be riding in the Gatlinburg area Easter week, looking for some new roads to ride? I don't know. I don't know when I'll be. I mean, Easter I always stay, hang out with the family and stuff. But when I hang out with the family, we usually ride on motorcycles. That's what we do. So we'll see. Where did you say you bought the pig spit? To be honest with you, I think it was my daddy's. And I'm pretty sure somebody, I don't know. I think, well, wait a minute. It says on top right here, $11.99. I can't see. It's very little writing, but it says $11.99. I might have got it from Cycle Gear, or might have been my daddy's that I used in, Somebody says right here, when filming with the GoPro in high wind, nothing better than a simple foam wind slayer case, like $11 on Amazon. I ride with my camera and my helmet and have almost zero wind noise. That's true. Oh, Larry, you might have been with me when I got that pig spit. I don't know, but Larry says the dealership. Mike Fox said Cycle Gear. I'm coming from Johnson City Way and want to ride with you. Hey, I'll ride with you. I might come up to Johnson City and ride with you. There's a restaurant that I like to eat at called Pal's. They got good French fries. Okay, I got my pig spit at my local Harley dealer. Yes, most local Harley dealerships have it. All right, I finally caught a live stream. Hey, Tall, what's up, Jim? How you doing? DeMonte Lackey, time for a video with you and riding Fish. I need a laugh. Fish was on here a minute ago. Fish, where'd you go? I guess he said Tall ain't talking about nothing, so he just went ahead and logged off. Okay, let's see. Kai Christensen or KL Christensen, I'm sorry, asked me about, well, it's up there now. I think he said Leesburg, Florida. Never been to that rally. Oh, Fish said he's still here. Fish, you got a new bike, don't you? Boxstang 40 says he's in Bristol. Boxstang. So here, let me ask you a question. With the name Boxstang, I would assume you have a 5.0 Mustang, right? Fox body. I mean, is that what it is? Is that why you got the name Boxstang 40? All right. Hope to be out on the road on the trike come spring. I hope so too, Matt. That'll be good. Looking for rims for my Sportster. We'll try to come to Hills 3. There's some good deals on wheels out there. Some really good deals. Johnson City, eat lunch in Freiburg, German restaurant. Best, cheapest lunch in Tennessee. Nah, they have a place up there in Johnson City. Not Johnson City. It's in Bristol called the Burger Bar. Burger Barn, right in the middle of Bristol, Tennessee. Man, and that's a really good hamburger too. But I'll try that place. Phil's Dream Pit in Kingsport is good barbecue to stop in. Oh, okay. Boxstang said I had a Fox body, 2 of them, and yes, you're correct. Okay. I'm a car guy too, man. You know, it ain't all about Harleys and motorcycles. Man, that's a lot about it. But I'd like to have an old school car, something. My favorite one would be a Camaro. And no, it wouldn't be a 69 Camaro like everybody thinks. The best Camaro that's ever been made is a 71 split bumper Camaro. That is the most beautiful car that Chevrolet has made. Well, that and a 55 Chevy, but we're talking about motorcycles. So we ain't talking about cars. All right. So here we go. I have a 2002 SS now. An SS IROC or an SS Trailblazer? I got a new Pursuit, brother. Oh, okay. That's cool, Fish. So when you come down to run to the hills, man, you need to come on down. How's the LaPera, Daddy Longlegs holding up? D. Sandell, we just talked about that. It's doing a fantastic job. It's really good. Larry Mobley says a 66 Nova SS. Larry, I like those little short Novas too. I do. Those are cool. And I'm a C10 guy too. Any C10, to be honest with you. We're supposed to be talking about motorcycles. Okay, Real Life says, I have a 2020 CVO and want to do some engine work. Currently, I have stage 2 with Screaming Eagle tuner and SVT bone shakers. Any suggestion on what I should do? Ooh, I like conversations like this. All right. Yeah, let's have some performance talk. So you just said that, right? Said Screaming Eagle tuner. And you didn't say what cam. You know, stage 2 is going to be a cam and air cleaner and tuner. What you should do. If you're familiar with, well, first off, I should ask you how much horsepower and torque you're putting down. Let me ask you, how much horsepower and torque? The guy who said that, how much horsepower and torque you putting down before I just jump right to what I'm, going to tell you. Because I don't want to be assumptive. Real Life, 475 cam. Is that an S&S 475 cam? Somebody said they agree with Alan's world. I don't know what Alan said. Okay. Eagle tuner for another more tunable tuner and good dyno man. That's what the man just said. And that's pretty good advice right there. Thundermax tuner is what I'm running on my bike. A lot of my friends have Power Vision on their bike, and a lot of my friends and family. Okay, so you got 118 torque and 101 horsepower, but the S&S cam. That's not. I can't see who said that. You're replying that's what he needs, and that's decent numbers for stage 2, 101 torque. 101 horsepower, 118 torque. My dad, for his Redshift, on his bike he has a 107. And he got 107 horsepower. Or is it torque? No, he got 107 horsepower and 117 foot-pounds of torque on a 107 with Thundermax tuner, Redshift 468 cam, and Chromeworks exhaust. And his bike, he's extremely happy with it. He said it's a great riding bike. Okay. Rod and Fish, it's a 117 though. What are you talking about? Your Indians are 117? Man, am I hitting my motorcycle? Okay. Okay. No, the guys. The guys. No, the guys 2020 CVO. 2020 CVO is going to be a 117. You ought to be making numbers with a Redshift 468 cam, proper tuner, proper exhaust. You could be pushing some really good numbers. I mean, some really, really stout numbers. So, I'm just going to tell you, call the guys at Zippers Performance. They can tell you exactly what you need. I know the numbers. I don't want to be the guy to tell you the numbers or whatever. And, I don't want to oversell anything. I'd rather just tell you to call them and then they could tell you. But there are several people on here that put a Redshift 468 cam and a Thunder Max tuner and a good exhaust on there, whether it be Chromeworks or a D&D, and they're making some good power. So out of a 117, you can get some crazy good numbers. Definitely. Yeah. Those numbers are light for 117. You can do. Yeah. Respectfully, yeah. They're kind of, for a 117, yeah, you definitely do better than that. What do you think about the Man of War compensator? Should that be something I should change on my 19 Road Glide Special? My friend has the Man of War compensator on his bike, and when you make a big power, it said it's necessary. So yeah, I got the Man of War. I got the Dark Horse crank. There's a lot of good products that lost my train of thought. When you're building a big bike like that, making big power, there are some things that you're going to need to support all that big power. It's not just about dropping and putting a big, massive cylinder kit on there and not changing some things out. If you look at my motorcycle that looks extremely standard, doesn't look like anything's hardly done to it, but Bandit Machine Works clutch in here. Evolution Industries clutch basket, huge clutch basket. Not huge. a very aggressive looking clutch basket. 128 cylinders right here. Trask, what do you call this thing? I just said it. Trask transmission cover. Stage 4 cylinder heads. Well, on the other side, you can't see a 70 millimeter throttle body with 8.1 injectors. Thunder Max tuner. Dark Horse flywheel, that's what I was saying earlier today. Some comp work done to it here. And then you can look right here. Final drive is chain drive right here. So chain drive, and it's geared a little bit lower than stock. So there's a lot of, and the hotter coils, hotter plugs, new oil pump. What else? New oil pump. Redshift, 588 cam, Timken bearing, Andrews gear drive, Ames slave master cylinder. It's a whole lot of stuff. It's a whole lot of stuff. You can take and just drop it in a big cylinder kit on there, but someone explained it like this to me one time, and this makes a lot of sense. When you start adding more power, you have to reinforce the other things, or you're just literally going to you're going to break something. You're going to find the weak link out of everything, and you will eventually break something. So you make sure that you have good stuff to support all the power. And Zippers, the whole thing, it looks very standard, but the whole thing is built. It makes a lot of power. The bike, it sounds different. The counterbalancer is removed. It does shake. The motor is actually noisier than stock. You know what I mean? The motor is the counterbalancer, everything's shaking. You hear the throttle flop of the big old 70 millimeter throttle body. So it's noisier, You know what I mean? But it runs really good. It's a good running bike. And they did a good job putting it together. Really good job putting it together. All right, guys. So how long have I been on here? I've been on here for, I got 171 people just watching. And I don't have anything to bring y'all. Guys, only thing I came on here for is just to tinker around in the garage. And just talk and chat. I guess that's what we're doing. So I'll just let it be what it is and have fun with it. All right. So do you use heated grips or gloves? I use heated gloves. Don't have heated grips. These are Avon grips. They're getting kind of worn out. I need some new Avon grips. I love these grips. I'm going to get the exact same grips, but they do make these grips in heated. And the last couple of lives, about 2 lives ago, I was asking people, and they swear by their heated grips. They love heated grips, and I've never had heated grips, so I'd actually like to have some. So I use heated gloves. All my riding gear, heated riding gear is Gerbing. Okay. Hey, Chris Hoffner, 38. I remember Victory. He's talking about Victory motorcycles. I remember Victory when they came out with the Victory Vegas, the Victory 8-ball. Victory had some cool looking motorcycles. They was not shy with their design. When everybody was into that big fat tire craze, Victory, they put it out there. They did a good job with the design of their motorcycles. Now, the Victory Vision, on the other hand, either you love it or you hate it. But the person that designed it, they weren't afraid to put it out there. So Victory did make some cool looking bikes. And I think when Victory went away and Indian came back, that the Indian people, they took some of the Victory stuff, but they didn't go as radical as Victory did. You know what I mean? Victory, they used to do some really radical stuff back in the day. So, and if you go to Daytona, you still see plenty of people riding Victories. I've seen big wheel bagger Victories. I've seen performance bagger Victories. So there's a lot of Victories still out there. So, you know me, I'm not a hater on any motorcycle. Every brand. I like my Harley-Davidson motorcycles, but any brand of motorcycle, I say I've probably ridden them all. Well, all the main ones like Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, you know, but there's good motorcycles in every brand, you know. So yeah, I don't feel no type of way about Victory. I mean, if that's what you like riding, that's what you like. That's all good. I'm sure Fish, he says, I agree with you about Victory 100%. That's what Fish says, and he rides a Pursuit. Oh yeah, lots of them right on. I'll ride with anyone. Okay, Sam says, if you're going to build that kind of power, there's a lot that goes with it. Not for the faint of heart or those without deep pockets. Hey man, it's always something. You know what I mean? You put a lot of power here, you're gonna need some more. You're gonna need some good brakes. You put a lot of power there, you're gonna need a good suspension. But the thing is, the smile that you're going to have on your face when you're riding the motorcycle, I knew from day one when I bought this bike. You got to think, this seat is, I'm stretching my legs a little bit. I knew from day one when I bought this bike, day one, that I was going to make it my own. I knew that. I had, before this Harley, I had another Harley, but I had a GSXR 1000. And I was with performance. I was with, going through the Dragon and having a good time on that bike. And, it made a lot of power. And my brother, just to tell a little bit of the story, maybe I should make this a video, but I'm going to just tell the storyline. My brother had, he had a night train. Let's see, probably about 2008, maybe 07. I forgot what it was. I think the first year the night train came out all blacked out. So if my brother's watching, hopefully he ain't watching because he's gonna be like, I told you. But anyway, I'm the younger brother. He's the older brother. He always think he knows everything. So anyway, my brother, he had a night train all blacked out. I mean, that thing was nice. I'm serious. It was really nice. 88 night train, 88 cubic inch night train. And he had some Bassani pipes on it. He'll let me tell you now, back in the day, he couldn't tell all his stuff. He had some kind of tune on it, Bassani pipes, some work done to it. And he used to have those pipes wrapped or whatever else. And I'd be riding my 1000 and he'd be riding that night train. And we'd be going through the Dragon. Man, I couldn't keep up with him. I'm telling you. Hope he's not watching. I hope he's not watching this. But my brother can ride a Harley. I ain't gonna lie about that. He can ride a Harley. That's one thing. He can ride a Harley. He if I'm not the guy that's gonna let nobody race my bike. That's not me. That's not me. If that's you, that's fine. But if I was gonna let somebody race my bike, I can't do nothing that I mean, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't even say this on camera because he'll probably use this against me. I'm sure he'll watch this. He can outdo me. Seriously, he can launch it. He ain't afraid to dump it. He'll go and he can really ride his bike. He is a good rider. So anyway, when I was on that 1000 and he had that night train, I'm like, all right, I know that I want a performance Harley when I get a Harley. Because he had a performance Harley. His bike, he was just fast. He'd race anybody that's pulled up beside him, and he could get them. Sport bikes, he'd get them off the dig for a little bit, and then that thing, the sport bike would go and pass. So when I got this bike, I bought it, and I said, I'm going to take one big trip, and I'm going to go cross country. I went with my dad and my uncle cross country with it being somewhat stock. I knew that technically what I was going to do to it was going to void the warranty. But at that point, I know what I bought the bike for. I didn't buy the bike to be holding on to if it's going to void the warranty or whatever. I bought the bike to make it my own. And after seeing my brother ride like that, and after being around performance Harley-Davidsons, I was like, nah, I'm gonna get my bike built. And so my thing was, I was just going to get like a cam or whatever else. But it was a blessing. I ran into Dan Fitzmaurice from Zippers Performance, and we got to talking. Next thing you know, I got a 124, and that was my first build on this bike. And it was completely night and day difference. Having this motorcycle from a stock 107 to 150 foot-pounds of torque, and at the time 130 horsepower, when the bike used to make like 70 horsepower, was a huge difference. And it allowed me, I know I'm going a long way around this, but it allowed me to have everything that I loved about a Harley-Davidson, but with some of the power of that sport bike, because as the young folks say, torque just hits different. It's just, that 1000, you hit it and, the front wheel's going to come up and stuff like that. But there's something about rolling on that throttle and leaving a black streak from here to Texas on that back tire. When you roll off on it, that thing just gets sideways and get going. I'm telling you, torque is it's just addictive. And the sound of that Harley when I'm coming through traffic and those pipes are just making noise and it's just, the bike is comfortable. It's just different. It's just a whole different world. So I guess I don't even remember how I got down this track telling this story, but I got into the performance stuff from my brother. I got into the Harley stuff from my dad, and he got into the Harley stuff from his great uncle. So I always knew, again, that I wanted a performance Harley. And ever since the first time riding this bike, even if I buy another Harley-Davidson motorcycle, it may be stock for a little bit because I'm planning a huge trip. And this is a completely rideable bike, but I'm planning a huge trip. She probably don't want me to say it, but with my wife, she wants to go on a cross-country road trip with me. And I think that's a perfect thing to do at least one time with her. So I'm going to plan a huge trip, and I want to do it on a stock Harley. But when I get back, I'm not leaving anything alone. It's going to be another build, another bike being built with more power, because I just like performance Harley-Davidsons. And then, did I lose everybody? Oh, no, actually, okay. So I don't even remember the question. I was just rambling and talking, but I just figured I'd tell you the story. And by the way, when everybody had black and chrome on their bikes, everybody was having black and chrome this. I'll have to say this. My brother, he bought a night train. It was blacked out. And he blacked everything out. He even blacked the spokes out, night train had the black motor or whatever. So he was on that all blacked out stuff years ago before I even seen everybody else doing it. So that's just the truth. And, now see, I'm a street glide rider. He's a other bike rider. We don't even talk about that. My brother rides the more other bikes. So anyway, but he, what I'm talking about, those fixed fairing one trick pony things y'all call road glides. But anyway, sorry about this. Box Stain, thank you for the Thank you for the donation. How much power can a belt drive handle before you need to switch to chain, or is a chain necessary at any power level? Well, I was told when I had my 124 muscle making 153 and 153 that I was on the edge of a chain. Edge of a chain. So when I went over that, making 160 something horsepower now, I'm chain drive. And I'm glad I'm chain drive because I was so worried about breaking a belt. I was so worried about that. And people are talking about the maintenance of chains. Really, it hasn't been a big deal. That's kind of what I got this all for, kind of checking it out, looking at it now. But, and with the new chain lube, this stuff right here, it's really caked on the chain. It's not like it used to be where it just flings all over the place. Where we had sport bikes, they have some new stuff, and I'll be showing you. I'll make a video showing you how to adjust the chain and how to put lube on the chain. And I use Redline oil products for that, so I'll show you that video when it comes up. So I'd say 150. Yeah, 150. I say anything over 150 horsepower, go ahead and get a chain. But there's people running way more than 150 horsepower just doing belts. But I'm sure every time they dump it, it has to be in the back of the mind that they're going to break that belt. Has to be, because it was in mine. Larry Mobley said, your brother is smart. We ain't even going to talk about that, Larry, just because you ride one of them other bikes. Let's see. Real Rider for Life said, bro, I love my Street Glide with your height. Why do you pick the Street Glide over the Road Glide? Because that's the Glide, man. I mean, come on, man. Are you serious? This is the Glide. This is the Glide. Now, real talk, everything, you know, I guess I'm kind of like somebody that just likes tradition, even though people don't know that. But my daddy, his Harley looked more like this back in the day, you know what I mean? So when I think of Harley, this is what I think of a Harley. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. And the Road Glide, you know, I wasn't a huge fan. I said wasn't because now I actually like them. I wasn't a huge fan of those old Road Glides that they had before the Rushmore Road Glides, before the new ones came out. I didn't like those. And I didn't like the new Road Glides when they first came out. But the more I was looking at them, And then when I went out there and rode one for the video shoot, and they gave me a choice which one I wanted to ride. I shouldn't have said that. I know I shouldn't have said that. And I said, well, let me try this Road Glide. So I rode the Road Glide. Ever since then, my eyes have been kind of open for Road Glides. I'm not going to lie to you. Not getting rid of a Street Glide, but I do like the looks of the Road Glide more than I used to. So they're both good bikes, man. But just like I said, this is more nostalgia. This is like old school Harley-Davidson. So, you know, the Road Glide, even though the Road Glide came from a bike called the Tour Glide, and the Tour Glide was a fixed fairing Harley-Davidson, which was back in like the 90s, 96 or whatever else. But I'm talking about this type of fairing went back to the 70s or whatever with my dad's bike. Before, yeah, they had these types of fairings on the front. So it's kind of like an old school thing for me. All right. So trucking with Clint. CO SGS, I love bikes on and off the road. Living in Florida, we can ride a lot longer than most states. Just love riding. That's true. Steve Johnson says preference. Electric glide and street glide is real gliding. That's true. Trucking with, okay, let's see. Let's get somebody I haven't seen in a while. Oh, Kristen Biker says, fan of the Road King myself. Don't have one, but it's my favorite style. Man, Road Kings are awesome. I want a new body style Road King, which you see my Road King over here. It's a good bike. Fred Johnson said, I was thinking about getting a Road King and letting my Sportster go. Do you think I would keep it? Yes, 100%. Road King, man, I'm telling you, a Road King is an awesome bike. It is. You'll love it. Especially when you get on that interstate and you run at 60, 75 miles per hour and you're not getting blown around all over the place and that bike is sitting straight and you kick back on that bike with that cruise control rolling, you're going to thank me. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. Riding a bike without a windshield is brutal. Riding this Road King on the interstate when I'm running 75 miles per hour, man, it feels like I'm about to blow off the back of that bike. I'm like riding like this. A fairing is a game changer. If you like a Road King, consider a Street Glide. Seriously, go and ride a Street Glide, and man, I'm telling you, you might actually buy it because the Street Glide has that same classic Harley-Davidson look as a Road King, but it has that extra fairing. And I was the guy that said, I don't care anything about the radio. I said that, right? And I still don't really listen to the radio that much, but the navigation screen, being able to see all that stuff, that is worth it alone, having that navigation screen. Seriously. And the Road King, so I know you will probably put a windshield on it, but you still won't have the navigation screen. But you can get it on the bars or whatever if you want to do that. So check out a Road King. Yes, that Road King for the win. And also check out a Street Glide. All right, so all right, questions, guys. L-Dub says, Tall, love the channel. Please give me some advice for a new rider trying to navigate 285 here in ATL. It scared me, man. Okay, let me tell you something. You should be scared. I know that's pretty blunt and straightforward. Atlanta drivers are crazy. They are some of the fastest drivers. I'm going to tell you some places that they drive just crazy. Atlanta, Georgia, Dallas, Texas, Chicago, Illinois, and one that you wouldn't even think of that these people, they just seem like they racing down the highway. Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina, that whole section right there, they drive super fast. And here's the thing. Make sure that you are a defensive driver. You cannot afford to check out and just be like, riding your bike and not paying attention. Look at the road ahead of you. Search the road for debris. Search the road for potholes. Search the road for all that stuff. And constantly check your side view mirrors for people coming up on you quickly. The driver that might be drifting over on you in your lane or whatever. But the thing is, and I want to say this, and I want you to really hear me when I say this. And I'm not saying this is not a slogan from the 70s, which actually it is, but it's the truth. Loud pipes save lives. They really get people's attention. I don't care what people say. There's a whole big movement, people talking about loud exhaust, because the people running around on these little cars making all that noise with the backfiring noise or whatever. On a motorcycle, loud pipes really, really help get people's attention. You need people to know that you're there. Do not ride in somebody's blind zone. Number one, don't do that. Do not ride in somebody's blind zone. Not a car, not an SUV, not a truck. Number two, don't ride behind things you can't see around, and don't ride up close to them. Okay. Here's the thing. I've seen so many people ride so close to cars that if a car sees a tire in the road and it just straddles it and goes over it. Well, if you're riding very close and you don't have time to adjust because you're riding too close to the car, that same tire that car just easily went over, that tire could flip up on you and hit you or whatever, and maybe knock you off your motorcycle or something like that. If the car kicks it up on you, make sure that you can see around the vehicle in front of you and never ride close to the vehicle in front of you. Don't do that. Don't ride close to the vehicle in front of you. Don't be a guy out there abruptly changing lanes back and forth to this and that. There was a guy the other day, and I literally prayed for him. I didn't know this young man. I didn't know him from anybody, but I hated seeing this. And I know that his parents probably helped him buy the motorcycle because he was a young man. I saw him on one of those little 250 sport bikes. Still had the drive out tag. The interstate, fast lane, middle lane, completely at a standstill. Completely. When the lanes are completely at a standstill, do not, and I stress this to you, do not, I'm going to tell you a couple things because this is very important. Do not be that guy who gets in that slow lane and flies past everybody. Do not do that, because people will try to get into the lane to get around everybody. And as you're flying past everybody, they can pull out in front of you and you're going to smack the back of that vehicle. I know the speed limit might say 65 or whatever. Ignore it. When those two lanes are backed up like that at a standstill, treat it as if they're going to pull out in front of you. And if you heard anything I said, I want you to remember that. There's a couple things that I want to tell you this. And this is just important to me. I just want to say that. Treat it as if they're going to pull out. So be cautious when you're going down that lane. Slow it down to a respectable speed. So if you have to slam on the brake, do that. No, I don't know. I said number 2, but we're probably like on number 3 or whatever. Listen to me closely with this. 100%. I don't know what's going on where I live, but it seems like people are running red lights like crazy. Do not, I repeat, if you're in the front, when the red light turns green, don't just get on the throttle and go. Don't do it. Look left, look right, then go. Wait till you make sure that the people look like they're stopping and not trying to run through the light to make the light, because I've seen so many people lately, and I've been on the bike when it's happened. My light's green, it's been green for a while, and they come right through the thing. That's a way to get hurt. Don't do that. Just because it's green, you still look both ways before you pull out. Make sure that you do that. And then just also riding, don't ride above your comfort zone. Don't do that. Make sure when you get with a group of friends, it's easy to in this pilot school, they call it like machoism or whatever. So, and I'm not talking about real pilot school anyway. So that means like my buddy is on his bike and he's running 80 miles per hour and I'm trying to run 80 miles per hour. And I know I'm not comfortable at 80 miles per hour. You know what I mean? That's not my comfort level, but I do it just because I don't want to be seen as I'm, less than or whatever else. Forget all that. At the end of the day, it's important that you make it home to your family. It's important that if you don't have no family, it's important that your health, that you're alive at the end of the day. Go at your pace, at your speed. There's too many people try to get on these motorcycles and prove that they're better than the next man, or prove that they got the fastest bike, or prove that they've been riding all along and know everything about the road. You do you, and make sure that you're doing what's safe for you. Don't try to keep up with everybody else on curbs, on the highway, or whatever. Ride your pace. So that was a long-winded answer to that. Hopefully that was helpful to you. And I haven't even looked at the comments. So great advice. Car gets dents, people don't. That's right. Exactly right. Great tips. Thanks, bro. Just got some tabs put on for Christmas. I'm telling you, loud pipes. That's the thing. Thank you for your informative channel. You convinced me to get a Street Glide. That's what I'm talking about. Welcome to the Street Glide Nation. Still a good practice. Yeah. Hello, Tall. When you come into South Texas, I will make you some fajitas. Man, if I come to South Texas, it's going to be in the dead of winter. When I went through South Texas last time, you guys about killed me down there. It was like riding in a dryer. It was so hot. I literally drunk water, got on the motorcycle, 30 miles down the road, had to stop at another gas station to get something to drink. It was just that hot. It was brutally hot in Texas. So you tell me when the temperature is good in Texas, and I'll come back through Texas, because it's a beautiful place. It really is. All right. So Larry Mobley says, thank you for helping the community. Man, hey, I'm just saying, I hate that. I know that, some people would try to buy a motorcycle and treat it like a car. You can't ride a motorcycle like you drive a car. That is not possible. You have to be more alert. You don't have the luxury of checking out. Like somebody said, cars get dents, people don't. Let's just call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. And if you think about this, it's kind of insane, to be honest with you. This is a motor, okay, with a seat. You are literally